second half of this tomorrow, and what we're going to cover is how your psychology affects your physiology and everything that you do. Whether it's sport, arts. I work with a range of sports. I actually work with all sports, and artists, musicians, and dancers. Most people here are into their own fitness training, different types, but really all I work with is the vehicle that carries out the activity. We're all made up mentally, physically, and chemically. We have a brain, okay, mind. We have physical training to look after the musculoskeletal system. And you have, I think, did you do something on nutrition today?
We're still going to do it.
Oh, next, right, so at your field on that. And most people, even a lot of top athletes that you'd speak to or look at their programs, a lot of them are really good at their nutrition and their physical training, their endurance, their power, their strength training, their core stability, their proprioception, balance. But an awful lot of them neglect the mental aspects, the psychological aspects of their preparation. Now it depends on how much of this you need, depending on the sport that you're actually in. I know for a fact some of the boys here compete at the MMA. Right? So the amount of stress facing you is an obstacle before you enter the cage or the ring will be on a higher level of somebody who's entering a table tennis match. Okay, that makes sense? So, stress, anxiety, worry, they're just a feeling like joy, sadness, happiness. They all affect the autonomic nervous system. Part of your nervous system that controls over 5 million functions a second within the body. So, most of you here, as I said earlier, you can train physically, properly, you need the proper nutrition, but if during the day of the performance, use an example at getting into the cage, okay, there's some cage fighters here. This can be anything, this can be a football pitch, it can be a tennis court, it can be a swimming pool, it can be somebody going for a job interview, it can be somebody coping with a loss, it doesn't matter. It will generate a feeling within the body due to the individual's perception of what they have in front of them. The feeling will always come first. The feeling will always generate a certain perception of what is ahead, and that feeling will generate certain pictures in your mind, and it will generate internal dialogue also. So this is where your belief systems come in. Again, it's a word that's thrown about, you know, believe in yourself or we believe in you. But a belief is also a feeling. I'll give you an example. If I ask, what's your name?
Peter.
If I ask Peter to lift that couch for me, you think about that activity in your mind now. You lift that couch and bring it over to me. What's that feeling telling you inside? Is it a feeling that you're capable of doing that?
No.
You couldn't lift that couch?
Probably could if I tried, but not straight away. First thought was not going to do it.
You couldn't lift that. Go on, feel the weight of it. Yeah, backward. Yeah, but it's not heavy. It's not within. You work out. You do weights, don't you? Yeah. So. Doesn't matter, you don't have to lift it in one go, but do you believe you're capable of moving that couch from one end of the room to another? Yeah? Okay. How do you know? How do you know you can do it? How do you believe that you can do it?
Because I've just tried it.
Okay. So when you think about that, the feeling is telling you that you're capable. So if Thomas brought some weights in here, what's your maximum deadlift?
120.
120. So if Thomas put 250 on the bar, and you think about lifting 250,
Probably not, no.
okay. How do you feel inside when you think about that activity compared to moving that?
A bit empty. Slightly, like, a bit negative more than anything.
Yeah. So the feeling always lets you know whether you can do something, whether you can't do something. A lot of times athletes faced with a challenge will get the feeling of lifting more than their max, or they'll feel overwhelmed. And that stems from lack of self-knowledge, lack of applying psychology. And that tells me, if I'm speaking to an athlete who is stuck or going backwards or underperforming, they've really forgot who they are. They forgot the thousands of hours, the days, the weeks, the months, and the years of practice. And what that practice has done to their body, to their brain, to their skills. It happens all the time. Some of the, especially younger athletes, some of the best athletes I would work with are the best in their comfort zone. But when this feeling of stress or anxiety comes upon them when they're faced with a challenge, then it accumulates, it gets stronger, and it might remind them of another time in the past they felt like that. And that feeling will make them feel unsafe and weak. Yeah. Then they begin to doubt their own ability. This gets bigger and bigger in their mind the more they think about it. This is why so many athletes become sick or get an injury just before a big event. Yet they're not sick when they're not competing. This is because making the body feel weak, it actually does weaken the body, and it weakens the immune system. And it affects the subconscious mind, which we'll go into tomorrow. And the subconscious mind controls the autonomic nervous system. It is your immune system, and it controls the emotional center in your brain as well. So, is anybody here, anything coming up in front of them? Any competitions or anything that they have to do?
Next week. Yeah.
So, how do you feel about it?
I'm stressed out a bit, like.
Okay, so just use the couch for an example. If you lay up here for me. Which way? Lay face up. Head up this way here. Okay. And give me your leg up. So I'm just going to test rectus femoris. So I'm going to push down. You resist. Okay. Close your eyes. Think about the event that's in front of you. Bring in how it makes you feel. Okay, got that? And hold for me. It sedates the muscles, it sedates the nervous system. That's just a thought. So if he's constantly, put that down for me, if he's constantly thinking about that and at night time, this accumulates. And nobody, the highest human intention is safety. Nobody likes to feel weak or unsafe. And our analytical mind, the conscious mind, is always, it's very nosy. It's always analysing, and it notices certain feelings within the body. So if I'm feeling cold, my conscious analytical mind will let me know and tell me to put a coat on. If I'm feeling warm, it will notice the change in temperature, and there'll be a voice in my head telling me to turn the heat down or open a window. If I'm feeling small, self-doubt or fear, there'll be a voice in my head telling me to back off. That's his job. If there's fear or danger or the thought of it or the imagery of it, then that part of my mind will begin to pull me back. And it starts, you can use any muscle in the body. I use rectus femoris. You can use tensor fasciolata or formis. If you're a football player or a runner, these are your tools. So this is why so many
players underperform, or even I work a lot with dancers. A lot of dancers fall, but they never fall in class. It's because their muscles are beginning to weaken, and it affects their balance as well, because of what starts in here from small feeling. Our feelings are like this all the time, especially during competition and before. So this is, I want you to try this with each other. I want you to think of something that you believe is bigger than you in life, some sort of challenge that you have in front of you, something that puts you outside your comfort zone. When the feeling is in, nod to your partner and get them either to test, you can test anterior deltoids, pectoris major, clavicular, any muscle in the body. It affects all the muscles. Okay? So pair off, test the muscles, the feel. You need to realise what the feeling's doing, and then you'll decide to do something about it. If you're just listening to me giving you the information, I'm not changing any belief systems. Feeling is believing. Okay? That's what becomes a belief when you feel that. Once you notice what it's doing to you physically, then you start to say, right, I need to do something about this. I need to change this. That's what we're going to cover tomorrow. But for today, I'm sorry to give you all this negative stuff after your positive session of the yoga, but you have to realise there's something wrong for you to change it. Does that make sense? Okay? So pair off, think of either a person, a place, an event. Something can be a memory from the past, which we can change also. That's a technique I use with road racers, Northwest 200 racing drivers. If they've had a bad crash, or a boxer who's broke his hand, you can, if somebody's hurt themselves bad, they'll always hold back in the back of their head, because the highest intention is safer. Even rugby players, if they've broke put the AC joint out, the acromioclavicular joint, they might not come in and tackle as hard, because that's in the back of the mind. So what I do is I give them 4 or 5 of the same memory, so the brain can't remember what way it really happened, and it takes the drainage out, so you can go back 100%, hitting full throttle on the motorbike or back in your rugby tackles. Okay, so thank you. Go, just lie down or muscle test your arms. Let your partner know when you have this feeling in of some sort of obstacle that you have in your future. Okay, when you have that feeling in, nod to your partner and they'll test the muscle, and you notice if you feel any difference. Okay? Mm-hmm.